Hello and welcome to Nerdy Gaming with Arabbidb3aver. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about something near and dear to my heart, and that's going to be Toys R Us. For those of you that don't know, from 2010 until the end of 2015, the beginning of 2016, I used to work for Toys R Us, and they had lots of stuff that happened in that period of time. Um, that was going on. So the company went public, in the late 2000s, and then after the public sale, the company sold out to the children who ended up getting it from Mr. Lazarus himself, and then from Mr. Lazarus and the children of Mr. Lazarus, they decided that they were all going to sell and to third party company Bain Capital, and the owner of Pizza Hut joined forces, and they ended up buying it. And then, as we know, a couple of years ago, Toys R Us sadly shut down all the stores in North America. But since then, I believe that Macy's has taken an interest and decided to help Toys R Us out and help the New Jersey company kind of get back on their feet by putting them in most of the Macy's locations for Christmas and retails around Christmas to boost their sales and also help out with everything that's going on. And then also today, guys, we are going to be making sure for a fact that we're going to be sharing our screen here, and I'm going to show it to you right now. They have got a website back up. They've put their website back up for everybody, guys, so that you all can shop at toysrus.com. Now, in late 2015, the site went completely black. It shut completely down late 2015, early 2016. And the site was completely black. But I'm glad to announce today that Toys R Us has put their site back up. You can shop by the age of the child. You can look for the different toys that are available. This is not nostalgia. This is actually toysrus.com. You can actually shop by the different brands again. You can go through and check everything out. You can go through Jeffrey's World. You can do the trivia. You can get back on with Toys R Us right where you left off if you didn't know before. And they've got everything still here. So if you check over here on this little box, it's going to tell you to shop by category, shop by age, or shop by brand. If you select the categories, it'll go through the categories that they've got for you: arts and craft, baby and toddler books, building blocks, Lego shop, collectible dolls, electronics, gaming, puzzles, learning and development, made for Toys R Us directly, which is like the True Hero series and all that, the Fuzzy series. They have a bunch of stuff that was made directly for Toys R Us by themselves. So, I mean, they have a lot of stuff. They've got the Imaginarium. They've got all of it back up and running through the category section. You can shop by brand. You can explore all brands or the character brands themselves. So they've got a lot of stuff that's up and running with the website. And I've got to announce, dude, I mean, this is a big step for them. Now, it's not where it was. It's not where it once was, but it's getting back to that place. So let's just click on electronics. We're going to do shop all electronics, and let's see what pops up. So, I mean, look, they already started coming back with the Explorer watches, the Project Night lights, and projectors, the Rainbow Series projectors. I mean, they already put this stuff back out. The walkie-talkies are back. The clocks are back. So they're getting ready for something big. If Toys R Us is bringing the singing machines out, you know something's about to happen. So it's going to be very interesting in the days to come with toysrus.com, the things that you can find off toysrus.com, all the little goodies that are coming for Christmas, because it's Christmas time, guys. We're in November. We're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving, and the next big holiday is going to be Christmas. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be out here in this world that's going to be ready for us. And as I told you guys before, I used to work for Toys R Us. I remember that this is a shell of the site that it once was. We used to have to order stuff for people that we couldn't get inside the store. Our philosophy was in the Cool Springs Galleria store in Nashville, Tennessee, is you never say no to money. That was our philosophy there. Christian Henry was my boss while I was there. Mr. Rick was right under him. Red was right under him. I mean, we just went in line. Mr. Nick was down there. Pyro Van Gogh, aka the big man himself, was down there. I mean, we had a good crew that was working Toys R Us at that point in time in history, and we just had a lot of fun with it. And it's just great to see that Toys R Us is making a huge comeback out there in the world. It's just a wonderful thing. I can't think of. I think of a couple of things that have shaped my life throughout history, throughout my history. I'm 37 years old. And the biggest things that shaped my life were the army was one of the hugest things that shaped my life. My parents were another thing, and then my job at Toys R Us that I got after I was already trying to make a new name for myself because I got in some trouble. I remember Joanne Olmstead was our HR director, and she took a chance on me. And man, it paid off in the biggest way for her. And we just had a lot of fun. We showed up to work, we did our job, we did what we were supposed to, and we excelled by doing the things that we were supposed to with Toys R Us and just making it happen. I worked front of house, I worked electronics, I worked the main desk. I answered phones for Christmas one year and did phone calls. That's all I did was the phone calls and phone call orders. I did online shopping orders. I did all of electronics, or what they called R Zone at that point in time, and just had a lot of fun with it. So I'm very excited to see that Toys R Us is coming back. And as you see, I mean, your shopping cart's empty. You can put stuff in your shopping cart. I mean, they've got the heart button for you to like something. You can sign in. And if you hit the find a store button, it's going to automatically, if you tell it to allow, it's going to automatically find where the closest one to you is. And then you can scroll on it and see where they're at. But it's saying it's in Kennesaw, Georgia at the mall. It's telling me that it's at 400 Ernest West Barrett Parkway, Northwest Kennesaw, Georgia to us is where the closest store is. But it's going to find it for us, and it's going to tell us is that Macy's North Point is going to be the closest one. So that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool that they've decided to bring this back and to actually run the stores again. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in the future, if they're going to bring back the brick stores or if they're going to keep it the same way that it is currently. But I'm hoping that they pull the real estate back out. Now, I know a lot of the real estate they ended up selling. A lot of it they did, and a lot of it is moved into different things. I know Bargain Hunt actually bought a bunch of the stores up and moved their stores into the old Toys R Us stores across the nation. So, which is Essex and Bargain Hunt, and there's another one that did that. But I'm waiting to see if the actual brick and mortar stores are going to come back. If the brick and mortar stores come back, you can really tell that we're taking a turn and that our economy is starting to boom again and be where it needs to be. Because for them to realize that they're losing money over this, that's a huge thing. Now, granted, I'll give you, Christmas is the biggest time of the year. Black Friday and Christmas was the biggest time of the year in retail for Toys R Us directly. But with that being said, you still had the birthdays that got taken care of. You still had regular random days throughout the year that got taken care of for something special, buying a birthday gift for other kids, trying to make sure that your kid had a birthday gift. Toys R Us was great for that. And that was the wonderful thing about Toys R Us. Not only that, but they were partnered with Kids R Us and Babies R Us. Babies R Us was the big one of the two. Kids R Us kind of went under a little bit, and they kind of conglomerated those in together. But Babies R Us was really what got Charles Lazarus started into the business. He was doing baby beds and baby cribs and baby furniture, and somebody asked him about toys, and it just clicked inside of his mind, and he started investing himself in toys. And toys really became the driving factor for many, many years of kids. And for those of you that are out there that don't know, Toys R Us had their own song. I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. And most of us can sing that song almost from heart. We can sing it, especially those of us that work there. And we got to deal with Jeffrey and the Jeffrey Bucks. Before there were gift cards, before there was the Jeffrey gift cards, you actually had Jeffrey Bucks. You had cash. That was kind of like Disney cash that you got to play around with and have and hold. And that was pretty cool. And it never expired. Jeffrey Bucks never expired. If you bought them in the past and you had them currently, they would never expire on you. So, there's lots of things that are out there in the world that we got to see firsthand, and we got to take account for firsthand while we were working at Toys R Us. And there was lots of things that we took for granted. So I'm kind of really glad to see that they're almost on the comeback, almost making a comeback. And like I said earlier, I'm really excited to see if they move out of the malls and into brick and mortar stores again. I know that there was a lot of Essex that bought their retail property and Bargain Hunts that bought their retail property, the same company. But they bought a lot of their retail stores and a lot of their property, and they changed them into Bargain Hunts and Essex. But there's still lots of Toys R Us property that hasn't sold. And I'd like to see them make a comeback into the stores again in the States. I think it would be a great thing for them, especially now that they've got the website up and running again and they're starting to bring it back online. With the online sales and the online purpose, I think that they could have a market and put themselves out there like they need to be. Also, opening up like the Shopify shops, the Amazon shops, all of them. They could open up to all the major online retailers, eBay, and have a direct line in with them from that front, and that way all their orders could get fulfilled. They had almost a nearly perfect retail system set up for online purchases and things like that from the past. So you got to see if it truly is making a comeback, if they're truly making a comeback, it would be fun to see what they've got in store in the days to come. With that being said, I am definitely a Toys R Us kid. I'll be a Toys R Us kid for life. I will remember my days working at Toys R Us as some of the best days in my life ever that I ever had. I had the most fun meeting people. Vincent Black, one of the best coworkers that I've ever met at Toys R Us, and so many more. Christian Henry, one of the best bosses I've ever had. Nick, I can't think of Nick's last name, but Nick was a wonderful manager, night manager, creating the store to perfection, and so many more. I mean, there's just so many more people that you just got to meet for a season. You got to meet for Christmas season, and you got to see how they were going to work, and those that wanted to work, and those that didn't want to work, those that wanted to stay the extra shifts, those that wanted to do things. If you had a work ethic, you were going to get to stay. They were going to keep you. They were going to find a way to keep you where you needed to be and let you work. And when I first started there, you could have all the overtime you ever wanted. You could come in on a Tuesday, you could come in on a Saturday, you could come in on a Sunday, come in on your day off if you wanted to work, and they would find something for you to do and let you work. And that's really the way that Toys R Us really needed to be set up, and the way that the system needed to be ran is they should have just kept that in place, and you could clock in and out. Now this is the cool thing about Toys R Us is your badge would work for any store across the United States. You could clock in as long as they had hours available, and as long as you had hours available to run, they would let you do that. So it was really neat to see, even if you weren't an employee at that store, Toys R Us had it nationwide to where you could do that at one point in time. So that was a really, really awesome thing for them. And I mean, like I said, it was near perfect. The way that they ran stuff was near perfect. There are some changes I would make into the system, like bigger items, your baby furniture, all of your bedding, any of your dressers, bassinets, all that stuff. I would put commission on those for the people that are selling them, because those are huge items, man. 3, 4, 6, 7, $800 items. Sometimes even more than that. Some of them were like $4,000 and $5,000, and people were selling them left and right, and they weren't making any extra money off selling them. The company was making all the money. I would have put those positions like that for those items. Certain items you would have got a certain percentage in commission for. On your paycheck, you'd get 5% or 6%, whatever. Just give somebody an extra bonus to do it. I think that would have worked itself out for furniture. All the bigger items that were like that, anything that was above $200, I would have put a commission on. That's just me personally. Things that I miss the most about Toys R Us and were most memorable were the batteries. I can't even explain it. The AA, AAA batteries, the 9-volt batteries, the Toys R Us batteries, the gold batteries. For those of you that work there, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because those things were a beast to keep in stock and to rotate them in and out. But you sold a crap ton of them with RC cars and walkie-talkies and controllers, game controllers and stuff. The stuff that had to have those batteries, you could make a killing off those batteries. I'd do commission on those batteries. If you sold more than 10 packs in let's say a month, 10 packs a month, then you would get 10% extra on your paycheck. I would do something like that for the employees if I was over it. But I'm not. I'm just, like I said, I'm just a lonely man on the totem pole, living in nostalgia, living in the days of Imaginarium and Legoland and all of it. Preschool boys and girls, bikes, and Imaginarium, like I mentioned, board games and puzzles, baby products, and all that good stuff. Clothing, of course, clothing. You can't have Toys R Us without clothing and baby food. But man, Those were the good days. Those were really good days in my life, and I'm really excited to see in the future if Toys R Us makes a huge comeback. Could you imagine what the comeback would be like? It would be like a phoenix rising from the ashes, because they completely killed themselves. They annihilated themselves and put themselves in the grave by what they did. And the truth of it is, yeah, they probably needed to restructure. They probably needed to go into bankruptcy and restructure themselves to become profitable and shut down some stores and make themselves profitable again. But they didn't do that. They shut down all the stores, and it really ended up hurting them in the long run. And we need to bring Toys R Us back. I might be the only one in the world that loves them that much, that loves Baby R Us that much, that loved Kids R Us that much. But it's me. I love them. I loved everything about them. They were one of the best places I've ever worked. They had their problems. Everything does. There's people involved in it. And anytime you got people, nobody's perfect. So you have problems. You have stuff that happens and stuff that arises in any business. But as far as a company, the way that it was ran, the way that it was set up, the way that things went, yeah, they had some issues, but they could have worked on those issues and made them better for everybody. One of the biggest things is when they got bought out, they went to more of a corporate America. We got to keep everybody, they went to kind of like the Walmart rules. Let's say it like that. So you got to keep everybody under 36 hours a week. There's no overtime available for you whatsoever. If any overtime is given to anybody for any reason whatsoever, you lose your bonuses. The bonuses that we did get wasn't really very much towards the end, if at all. They would find a way to take it away so that the corporate could keep it. And then the other things that I didn't miss were non-stop 4 and 5 hour phone calls when you were a department manager over something and you had to sit through the whole thing on a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday or whenever they decided to call and do it. Most of the time it was Monday morning or it was Wednesday morning, but whenever they decided to call and do it and hold those meetings, you had to sit through that crap. And most of it was just a waste of time. It was a waste of your life. It was a waste of stuff. And they started pushing credit cards really hard, which I understand. If you got a line of credit, it's great. But guess what happened to the people who got the line of credit 3 days before they shut down and before they closed down? They didn't get to use that credit. So you screwed them out of it. And then you didn't even give them an incentive to come back to you. So you've got to have something for them. I mean, they shut the online store down first. Then they shut the retail stores down, the brick and mortar stores. And they just killed the product altogether. And it's really a good time for them now that we've talked about it and got it out. It's really a good time for them to come back and to bring themselves back out of the ashes. Excuse me. So, there's lots of stuff that's going on here tonight and we've talked about, but there are other things that I kind of miss and that I wish that they would do again is the radio advertisement for Toys R Us. All the radio advertisements that they did, like the Mockingbird radio advertising, the news birds, like the old school Sesame Street. This just in. They need to bring all that stuff back. That was pretty cool stuff. I'm really telling my age by hearing that. And then they had several different versions of the Toys R Us song. I think that they could do a commercial that starts out with the original Toys R Us song and ends up where it was by the time that the store closed last. So I miss the radio stations. Oh my God. Now, the Christmas radio station would get on your nerves, but you would learn what songs it was, and it would be over and over and over and over and over again. So you knew I knew that if I heard, I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus last night at least 6 times in a shift, that my shift was over with. Because that's about what it took. An 8-hour shift was about 6 to 6.5 times of hearing "I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus," Michael Jackson version, by the way. So I miss that stuff. I miss the radio. I miss all the stalker songs, as we used to say. They used to play all the little boy bands and stalker boy band songs. I miss all that stuff. And it's not that I like boy band music. It's just that you got so engraved into the culture of Toys R Us while you were working for them that you know exactly what I'm talking about if you work for them, because you could hear the playlist in your head. You hear a song like "It's Not Over Tonight, just give me one more chance to make it right. I may not make it through the night, but I won't go home without you." You hear stuff like that, and it takes you instantly back to where you were at Toys R Us, and they would do all the boy bands. I mean, every boy band. Um, Everybody Wanna Steal My Girl was another one there towards the end that they played constantly all the time. So you just hear that stuff and you go, okay, all right, I got you. I know where it is. It was almost like Radio Disney, but for Toys R Us is how it was set up. But I miss the radio stations that were inside the stores. I think that there needs to be brick and mortar stores again. I think that they need to have a huge comeback and have a huge positivity in the world of toys and toy making. And that way we can go out and have some good times with it. And like I said, this is a new session of Nerdy Gaming with Arabbidb3aver, but thank you guys for coming in. I think we're just about out of time, but what do you guys think in the comments? Leave some comments below wherever you're watching this at, whether you guys are out there on YouTube, whether you guys are on Facebook, whether you guys are on Twitch, whether you guys are on Trovo, whether you guys are at Daily Motion, if you're on TikTok. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know exactly what you want it to be and how you want it to be, and we can definitely catch you on the flip side of Nerdy Gaming with Arabbidb3aver, guys. It's going to be awesome like a possum here. I definitely want to let you guys know that we are going to be having some more stuff come up. I'm going to be doing more Red Dead Redemption in a couple days. Let some Red Dead Redemption come through. I got some new games. I got some new game reviews up and out there as well, also for you guys. And also, I'm doing the pawn shop on a budget and games in the find on a budget. So definitely come on out and see me. Well, da 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 da. It's stuck in my head. I may not make it through the night, but I won't go home without you. Now it's in my head. I can't get it out, guys. I'm sorry. It just happens. As soon as you start singing it, it just does it. All right, but I think that's going to be it. I am so glad. I'm going to take you back over here one more time to the live scene to show you that Toys R Us Online is back up and running. It's huge. This is huge news. Congratulations, Toys R Us, for coming back, making a big presence. I'm glad that you guys are out here. I love this. They've got the hot toy button back up, baby. That's the big thing is they used to send the flyers out and they would give us lessons from Coach PK and say, this is the hot toy. This is going to be the hot toy this month. I love that they got the hot toys back out. So you know exactly what's going on. You can learn about it. It's Bayo Blades this time, the Bayo Blade Extreme set. And Sesame Street Elmo's Ring, Sing, Learn, Play Phone is what's going on right here. And it's just going to be some cool stuff coming in the days to come from Toys R Us. And man, I'm so excited about this. They're showing that they're built into the Macy's. The Toys R Us are built into the Macy's. And look, man, they got a little kid there smiling and happy. And they're so happy to go back to Toys R Us. Please, Toys R Us, bring the brick and mortar stores back. I think it's going to be a great move for you guys, no matter what you do. So I just want to let you know, this is going to be a great time for the rest of our lives seeing this. And it's great to see them come out from the ashes and be a part of Macy's and bring themselves back out. But it's going to be a lot more work to come. Toys R Us, Babies R Us, Kids R Us, and all the brands of the R Us family. We miss you. We were all a part of your family. I was a part of your family. I was a part of your work family. And I miss you guys so much, so much. You guys don't even know how you saved my life in some aspects. I was going through a real rough time. And Toys R Us helped me in one of the roughest times of my life. And I'm so grateful for Toys R Us and Babies R Us for that. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and leave me some comments below wherever you guys are watching this. And until the next time, I will see you right here on Nerdy Gaming with Arabbidb3aver. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye-bye, guys.